separate from where we are if we really believe what we teach. God is wherever we are, and we're part of God. Isn't that the truth? You like my image up there? That frog kicking back there on that lily pad. Does anybody in this room have the luxury and the grace of being in that state of mind? Yeah. Not too many of you are raising eyebrows going, yeah, that's me. This is the ideal. This is the ideal for us to be able to just kick back, you know, kind of rest and be present with whatever is. And it looks pretty darn simple, doesn't it? But I want to tell you something. This is the ultimate spiritual practice. Being fully present in the now moment where you are. And I started looking at my library in my room where I have all of my books, and there are so many titles that have the word now, or presence, or present. You know, how many of you remember this one? Be here now, Ram Dass. I understand that they have found this book in the backpack of soldiers. Interesting. Be here now. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? And what I'd like to tell you about this is the capacity to be fully present where you are in the moment has absolutely nothing to do with what you know. Ram Dass was a doctorate in something, psychology. Eckhart Tolle, a doctorate in psychology, right? They didn't get this idea, this awakening to what it is to be fully present in the now moment through their heads. They got it experientially, and they got it in a different way. Their waking up came through an experience of being fully present where they were in the moment. And that's the invitation. So if you think you have to know how to be present, if you think you have to know how to be where you are, it's not the truth. It isn't the truth. It's a big challenge to be where we are. So that's why we're talking this whole month. And part of it is because we're sort of in that place ourselves with common ground, the uncertainty. And we're trying to figure out, how do you get comfortable with all of the chaos and the uncertainty of life? Now, what I know is probably some of you have a life similar to mine that's a little chaotic, has a little drama going on in it, and has some uncertainty. Is that the truth? Anybody not have that going on? If you do, bless your heart. Bless your heart. So this challenge to be fully present where we are is something every single one of us is faced with. To be present within whatever's going on for us, in whatever area of our life we're experiencing, that's a big challenge, see? And I love what Alma says. It's a full-time job, because we're always someplace. And I love the invitation, one of our authors, and I can't tell you who, because I really used a lot of resources to prepare for this talk, but one of our authors says, be where you are, because where you are is what's already happening. Right? That's what is. Wherever you are is what's happening right now. And so you might as well settle into being right there with whatever that is. And wherever that is, God's part of it. There's this energy of the divine that's moving through that. And we really, really often forget that. We're not remembering the truth of that, you see. It's a moment-to-moment experience. It's not that we get to be where we are just once and that's it. We are constantly, moment by moment by moment, being invited to be fully present. And what I can tell you is that whatever's happening right now in your life experience, in my life experience, whatever that is, it is the most unstable thing in the universe, because it's going to change. Whatever's going on. So if you are experiencing tremendous joy and happiness and wealth and health and youth, it's going to change. It's going to change. It's all unstable. Those of you who are going through any kind of transition in your life experience, financial, residential, relationships, employment, whatever it is, health, Whatever you're going through, guess what? It's unstable and it's going to change. It's not going to stay exactly as it is for very long, because everything changes. It's the truth. So being present enough, having the capacity to be where you are with whatever is going on, to be present enough so that you can give your life experience an opportunity not to show up as a big mess, is a challenge. Because so often we're resisting what is. It's not what we want, yes? We want something else. It's not enough. It's not, we want it to last forever. We resist the idea that it's going to change, you see? So being present enough so that we can live life without making a mess out of it is a tremendous challenge. And that's why it is taught by all traditions in one way or another, and it is the focus of so much of what we do here at Common Ground. How do we be fully present, accepting the isness of our present moment? It's a big deal, because when we're really present, then we get some clarity. Then we can see if it's necessary for us to take action, if it's, there's a next indicated step, it becomes more clear, because we get some of the chaos out of the way when we're really, really present, so that we can see the experience in a beautiful new way with open possibilities, unlimited possibilities. It gives us that connection with whatever the immediacy of that experience is. As I began working with this talk, I usually start on Mondays when we send out the email and I start thinking about the talk topic, and by Saturday morning I had no talk. But I was aware of that, and so the entire week I told Linda, I'm living the chaos of uncertainty. I'm living this be where you are, because trust me, our lives are very dynamic and complex. At the level of spiritual community and at the level of our personal individual lives and the relationships that we have with our families, our friends, and with the world. So I was actually living my talk and I didn't even realize it. I didn't even realize it. I was aware of it, and I set an intention to practice being where I was or what am at that, throughout the week. And it actually made the week go a little bit smoother. It really did. Most of us are putting unreasonable demands on the moment. So as I was thinking, I have had the great, great gift for the past 30 years. I've had a housekeeper. Haven't cleaned my house in 30 years. Now, it is a gift to me. My life is complex. I'm busy. I have a lot going on. Time is an issue for me. My mantra is, I have enough time to do everything I need to do with grace. And cleaning my house wasn't one of those things I wanted to fit in for the past 30 years. Well, harsh economic conditions, things as they are, guess what? I got to be fully present with my vacuum yesterday. I got to be right where I was, and I got to clean my house. And you know what? It wasn't a resistance. I didn't put a demand on this. I'm angry, where's Maria? I wish that it wasn't like this. Because actually the truth is I love to clean my house because I'm real picky. I love to clean. It's something I like to do. It's something I enjoy. And when I was done, there was a sense of satisfaction about the whole thing. I got tired. And I was, a little rusty around the edges on where to start and how to finish. Yeah. But had I resisted it, it would have been a whole different experience for me. So usually what we do is we mar whatever the experience is with an expectation, or with a resentment, or with something else that's not part of the experience really. Yes? It's true, isn't it? It's absolutely true. We overlook the deeper perfection of the moment. We overlook that, you see. Actually, as I was cleaning Janie, my 7-year-old who lives in another part of the house, I didn't have to clean that part. Her mother cleans that part. But Janie came running in, she says, Grandma, let me help you. And I said, okay. Gave her the Windex bottle and the paper towel, and I said, go for it. So there was this I can demonstrate to her that this is not a bad thing. How many of us hate to clean because it's like, you know, we don't like to do it, right? I got to be with Jamie and demonstrate to her what it is to keep your place in order, you see. A lot of times we're restless. Those of you who are in any kind of recovery program, you'll understand this terminology: restless, irritable, and discontent. We don't want to be right where we are in the moment. We want something different. We're always scanning the horizon, right? For two things. One, some impending disaster. What's going to happen next? What's the next shoe that's going to drop? Or we're scanning the horizon for maybe the prince on a white horse. Or we're scanning the horizon for something that we don't have right now that's better than what we've got now. Yeah? Because we're restless, we're irritable, and we're discontent. We can't settle in to where we are in the present moment. And when we can't do that, what happens is we set up this sort of dramatic boiling in our bodies, in our minds, this agitation, and it prevents us from being content where we are. It's not good enough. And when we think where we are is not good enough, we're not honoring the sacredness of that precious moment as it is. Yes. So many of us live life as, life will be good when I get a better job, when I have more money, when I lose a few pounds, right? When I feel better, when I get, to go on vacation, when someone in my life behaves differently. And that's a big one for us. I'll be okay, life will be good when that happens. And does it ever? Probably not. And when that happens, guess what? Something else comes up. And then we get to say, well, life will be good when that thing gets fixed. We oppose the immediacy of whatever is happening in the moment. We're not going with the flow. So our work is to learn how to yield to the moment so that we can be fully present. Didn't you love that dog? That dog in that video? That dog was fully present. Did you see? He hardly opened his eyes as that little kitty was pawing his nose and climbing over him and getting settled in, and all those other kitties had probably done the same thing, right? Fully present, just letting life be as it is. To accept the present moment without conditions, boy, that's a biggie. That is a real big one. And part of it is we've got to relinquish this inner resistance to wanting things to be different than they are. So often that's where we come from. We have to include whatever's going on in the moment, make meaning out of that, whatever that is. Welcome it, invite it, embrace it, bring it on. Come on, vacuum, let's get this done. Come on, mopping, whatever that stuff is you put on there to make the floor shine. Come on, let's get this done, let's do it. Let's get this done. Bring it on. It's not always easy, but it's like once you can actually say to your situation, come on, I'm ready to handle you, it shifts everything. It shifts everything. It's almost like, in a keto technique. All right, you just go and crash against that wall. I'm ready for you. It's that, see. It's that hidden harmony within whatever that experience is. And trust me, I understand. I've got it going on in my own family. I understand things are complex. Things are painful sometimes. People are, the 5 things that you can't change. People are not always loving and loyal. And then when we get our hearts broken, that's what life's about. But when we have the capacity to be really present with it, I like what Jean Houston says, there's this fertilizer of life, this stuff, and it allows something new to blossom forth from that, whatever that is, that rotting, decaying, icky stuff. Something beautiful blossoms forth from that. And so often, we just don't even want to go there. We're not willing to be present with it, all of it. We get very sidetracked, but when we can be really present with where we are, this is where we get our inspiration. Oh, this is where we get our aha moments. Okay, so as I close my part of the talk, I want to give you some tools. These are your tools. These are the techniques, because as I said, being where we are is a simple concept. And it is not easy. No one is here to tell you that it's easy. So here we go. When you feel resistant to whatever is going on in your life experience, if you just don't want to be where you are, whether it's physically, whether it's emotionally, whatever it is, if you don't want to be present with whatever is going on in your life, first thing, and this comes from Deepak Chopra, separate out the immediacy of the instant that you're aware of. What's going on right now? Right this minute. And be with what is. Whatever that is. So, if you are in here and your mind is agitated and you're thinking about all the junk going on in your life and all the things that have happened and what's going to happen when you leave here, to be fully present where you are, to be where you are right this minute, separate out this instant, whatever that is, whatever you're aware of, and be with that. And in that moment, there is a sense of peace, a sense of well-being. It's connected. You feel part of. Now, if you're distracted and you're not wanting to participate, this is something to look at. You're not wanting to be where you are. Look at the specifics of the experience. Ask yourself, how can I make meaning of this? So if you're feeling distracted and you're very aware with this particular instant and you're saying, I'm feeling distracted and I don't want to be here in this present moment, then make meaning out of that. What's that about? What's that all about? What's the resistance about? And then focus on one thing that you can be fully present with now. And for most of us, for Bob, teaches us this in Nefertoli every time we gather, the breath. If nothing else, just breathe. Just breathe. Just breathe. Okay? Focus on one thing that you can be fully present with in this exact moment in time. So if you've got monkey mind and you've got a lot of distractions going on, and you can't be fully present where you are, stop and breathe. And that will bring you to a place of peace. So remember, it's a full-time job. You have an opportunity and an invitation to be a conscious presence within your experience, wherever you are, whatever's happening, whatever is going on. And the invitation, I love the author's suggestion, be where you are, because where you are is what's already happening. Be right there, not someplace else, not later, not in the past. Be present where you are. Be present enough so that when you live your life, you can do so without making a big mess out of things. A mess out of your mind, a mess out of your relationship, a mess out of whatever it is. Live your life in such a way that your presence allows you to bring forth your radiance, your excellence, your beauty, your love, all the qualities of the divine in the present moment. The more in touch you are with where you are in the moment, the more you are going to be in touch with the sacred and the holy. And that's the truth.